What's good, everybody? It's your boy AJ Larry, and I'm back today with a banger video. Now today, we're gonna be talking about the story about how I lost my V card. Beautiful day, beautiful day. Day I became a man. Now, see, growing up, most of the people, like my peers and everything, they lost their virginity by the time they were, their V card by the time they were oddly 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, like, when I was going through high school, the majority of, like, my peers and people I grew up with had lost their virginity. Me, I was a late bloomer. I'd always, there were times, where me and a girl, we would talk about doing it, but it never materialized. It never happened. So, I remember, I got Tinder, right? I had just turned 18. I got Tinder. And then, I kept hearing from people, oh, Tinder's just for hookups, all this and that. And I didn't believe it. I truly didn't believe it. But then, this one night, I see this girl, right? And she caught my attention because she had a Lakers jersey, right? And, I'm a Laker fan. Kobe, I'm a Laker fan. Like, no bandwagon shit. Like, I'm really a Laker fan. Like, I grew up watching the Lakers. They've always been pretty much my favorite team. Even when we're down bad. Like, down bad. And I remember, I seen her, I was like, oh, she's kind of cute, right? So I swipe right, and we match. And I hit her up, and I said something like, oh, so you're a Laker fan? She's like, yep, I've been a Laker fan since LeBron signed with the team. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, she's one of those. She's a bandwagon. Okay. And I was like, how often do you watch basketball? She's like, only when the Lakers play. And I was like, name 5 players on the Lakers roster right now. LeBron. She said LeBron, that light-skinned dude, the other light-skinned dude, and the 2 dark-skinned dudes. And I was like, that's not specific at all. Like, you just only gave me one basketball player's name. You only gave me light-skinned dude and light-skinned dude and dark-skinned dude and dark-skinned dude. Like, that's not specific. So then, we start chatting, right? And then one night, I hit her up, and I was like, hey, what you doing? She's like, I'm not doing anything. And I was like, oh, you should come pick me up. Let's go get some food. Let's, just go get something to eat, to chill. Because I was bored. And she was like, okay. Keep in mind, I live in Beaverton, Oregon. She lived in, Gresham. So she drove, 35 minutes, so around that time range, over here. Yeah, when I seen her in person, she didn't, she was cute, but, she was addicted. Like, she BBW, like how Drake, I love my girls, BBW. Like, she was thick. And didn't necessarily match how when I seen her, but makeup adds to some stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm chilling. Like, she's still cute though. At least it wasn't like a catfish. If it messed around to be a dude, like I would have been mad. I would have had to fight. But then we ended up going. I was like, hey, what do you want to eat? Now at this point it's like 10:30 at night, so there's not many options. She's like, I'm gonna go to McDonald's. And I was like, oh, bet. That's cheap. That's cheap. No, I'm not cheap when it comes to date. Like, I'll say, when it comes to a date, I'll say, oh, you wanna go to Chick-fil-A? Like, I'll say something like, I like to pay for the date. I'm not one of those guys, the way I was raised, I'm not one of those guys who goes on a date, doesn't pay. I'm paying no matter what. Because that's just how it was raised. So we go to McDonald's. I spent maybe $7 or something like that because I wasn't super hungry. I only got a fry and a drink or something like that, something small. Then, we eat that, And then we go back to my house, and before she drops me off, she says, "Oh, do you still want to hang out for a little bit?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then, we hung out. We were in the car, and then she was like, "Oh, let's go to the back seat." I'm thinking like, okay, let's go to the back seat. And then, we just started talking, and one thing leads to another. She starts cuddling me, right? And then, she starts like teasing me a little bit, kind of like grabbing my joystick. I'm gonna just put it like that. And then she, I started grabbing her booty. You know what I'm saying? I had to grab it. I had to grab the booty at that point. And at this point, I'm like hard, like, and it's pretty bad too. When she asked me a question, she's like, "Oh, are you virgin?" And at this point, I'm like, I kind of felt like it was going somewhere, but I don't want to like get too excited because I don't want to do something stupid and I'm in jail or something. Y'all know how it goes. And then I remember saying, "No, I'm not." She's like, and once she asked that question, I kind of knew where it's going a little bit. And I said, "No, I'm not." I said, yes, I am." And then she was like, and I was like, "Why?" And when I said why, she had this look on her face, like she had that look on her face. And once she did that, that kind of set it off. And then she said, "Oh, I was wondering if you wanted to go do something." Yeah, yes I do. Yes, sir. So we started going at it. Bang, bang, bang. I'm beating it out the frame. Now keep in mind, it was my first time. And it was all in the moment. So I use this. This is perfect. That's my advice out to y'all. If you hook up like that or whatever with a person you don't really know or whatever, I recommend using protection. Nothing happened. I'm not Mr. Krusty Krabs over here or anything like that. But keep in mind, we went for about 60 minutes. Now, I probably, out of honesty, probably about 4 different times. Not gonna lie. But then after then, she had to go get gas. So I rode with her, show her where gas station is. So I take the longest way because I didn't want to go home at that point. Now keep in mind it's like 1 a.m. something like that. And my curfew at that point was at 1:15. So keep in mind I'm breaking curfew, but I didn't care. I didn't care at that point. And so then we ended up going to get gas, and then we go back to my place as she's about to drop me off. She's like, "Man, that was amazing." She's like, "I would do round 2, but I don't know how you feel about it." And I was like, she gave me this look, kind of like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do shit." Me being a real nigga that I am, of course I'm gonna do something. I was like, "All right, it's time to go again." Now I told her this. Now I told her to put her seats back because her seats folded down. Because the first time we just went in the back seat, and that was uncomfortable because, her back seat was kind of small. So we put the seats down, right? And I'm laid back. Boom, boom, boom. And, and this is going to sound disgusting, but, we go at it about 15 minutes. And, it's my first time, so I don't know exactly what to do or whatever. So I ended up golden showers. I ended up urinating during the process. And she's like, oh my God, did I squirt? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, that's the first time anybody's ever made me do that to me. Wow, this is amazing. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm not gonna tell her that I just openly urinated inside her. Like, who in their right mind is gonna openly or be open about that? No one. So I'm not damn sure going to. And then at that point, she was like real done with it, right? And then, you know, I got up, she got up, put her stuff back on, and then we ended up, we popped the trunk open, or the door, opened the door, whatever it was, to get out the car, and then her legs were literally like trembling, like she was walking like Bambi, like when Bambi was a little baby, or whatever it was, like this, like that's how she was walking. I'm thinking like, did I really? I'm really that nigga. I'm really that dude. And then, we say goodnight, do whatever. And I remember I go back in the house. It's like 2:30 at this point. And then, I had the best sleep of my life. I had one of the best sleeps of my night. Like, that was exhausting, but it was all worth it at the same time. And then, next day, right? I get in the car with my dad. And then, he noticed, because at that point, she left, like, real bad ickies. Like, really bad. Like, it was... It was this color right here. This color. And my dad was like, oh. My dad was like, you didn't get none, though. You didn't get none. And I looked at my dad, and I was like, yes, I did. And my dad was like, oh, shoot. And then he was like, that's what's up with my dad dapped me up. Now, flash forward about 2 weeks. Now, at this point, I'm still texting her, but not as much or whatever. And then with text her, I was like, oh, are you, I was like, oh, have you had your period yet or whatever? She's like, no. I was like, ha. It looks like we're going to be parents. And at this point, when she said she didn't have her period at that point, I was scared. But then again, I had to realize, like, oh, some girls have it late. Some girls have it late. Like, that's just how it is. And she's like, and I was like, ha, looks like we're gonna be parents. And then she was like, even if I was pregnant, it wouldn't be yours. Not that at that point I'm happy, but then I'm starting to question myself, because I'm like, okay, who did I just fornicate? And then she proceeds to give me five black names, like not no racist stuff, but if you hear those names, you're gonna automatically think they're black names. Now, I can't exactly recall the names, but I think one of them was like Devontae, Travion, like typical black names like that, right? And I started thinking, like, okay, this is bad. Like, what if what did I just hit? Like, what did I just fornicate? And then, about a month goes by or something like that. And then she posts on her shoot, I kind of blanked. She posted on her Instagram that she was pregnant, and I showed my friend that. He's like, that's your kid. But here's the thing. It said that she was, I think, because at this point it's October 2019. I think it was like 3 months pregnant or something like that. And I started to do the math. I was like, wait, that's not my kid. So pretty much in the essence of things, I pretty much had fornication with somebody that is pregnant. I didn't know really how to feel about that. Like, it's not that bad, but it's just, I don't know. Because I overthink a lot. I overthink a lot of stuff. So, no, I started thinking, like, what the heck, bro? What the heck? But, I mean, yeah, that was just an interesting story. I mean, experience. Yeah, that was interesting. But thank y'all for tuning in to my story time. And y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.